Hey everybody, welcome to another round of Canje Plays, and today we are here for a lovely game found preview of Survive Alive, which we'll take a look at the game found page, which I believe starts in 27 days, and then we're going to get into the playthrough. So these fun people behind me, you see the party. This is a party going on right here. So it's a zombie apocalypse. It's a dry erase roll and write game. Well, not even a roll and write game. A dry erase. Um, I don't even want to call the worker placement. It is. I don't know. You'll have to see when you play. Hey, Greg. Hey, Matt. What's going on? But basically, there's no dice. There will be no dice during this phase. But we still have to build up our base so it doesn't become overrun and keep our survivors alive. I thought this was going to be a video game preview. Did it say video game preview? Did I screw that up? You win through victory points. That guy kills me. No, I don't think I put it as video preview. I think I did it as preview playthrough, which was on there. So I'll have to go check that and fix it if I got that wrong. But this wonderful game that we're gonna be playing today, I just gotta make sure I grab everything here. I got everything. It's created by Schnarf Games, is what it's called, and they're oh, no, you didn't. I saw you thought it was. Gotcha, Mike. Gotcha. It's by Schnarf Games, and this is their first outing in creating this wonderful zombie kind of dry erase. I don't want to call it roll and write because that's not what it is. You're not rolling dice. It's about 30 minutes, 75 minutes to play, depending how good you are or how many people you have with you. But it's also it's also everybody playing at once. So everyone's trying to keep their own bases alive to see how things go. Hey Elaine, what's going on? And we'll get down to the table. I'll explain all that other stuff. Before I begin, I know y'all want to get down to the table, see the playthrough. So before we begin, just want to say thank you to my patrons. Thank you so much. Subscribers, if you're not just coming in, hang out, thank you and welcome as well. These cool people that are here and this lady over here, I think she's giving this person a hug. You see that? This is just being friendly. So this guy's doing parkour, right? That guy right there, that's parkour right there. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let's get out to the table. I'm silly. All right, this is the game, right? But before we dive into it, let's. She is telling that guy he cannot use fish. He cannot, but not fish. Oh my gosh, I'm silly. Okay, I love that video. Y'all have no idea. Let's see, we're gonna do this, and there it is. Okay, let's pull this up, take a look at it, so you can see what's coming up. Here we go. So this is the game found page. So it's starting in 27 days. This is his first. This is Snarf Games. This is his first outing to, Rick's first outing to create this wonderful game of his. So indie dev, right? You know I love the indie devs. If you're like, oh, the art doesn't look good, so what? As long as you find it fun, it'll be a good game to play. It should be good. It plays 1 to 4 players. Build, scavenge, and defend. That's the type of game this is. So I don't know what genre that falls. I'm still iffy on the genres. I'm learning what roguelike means, and it didn't mean what I thought it meant. Because there was actually a game that was called rogue. Anyway, diverge. But you're going to build, scavenge, and defend your base as you're trying to complete specific missions going here. You can play it true solo, but true solo is it's how you would play the regular game, basically. So you're always playing solo. So it says it's a competitive medium-weight strategy-based draw and write game set in a post-apocalyptic world that you build these things out. So basically, you have a base. You have to feed the people in the base. You have to protect the people in the base. You have to build up the base. And at the end of every round, there's a zombie incursion. You can go out and scavenge based on how much food you spend to go out and scavenge. And you can find more resources that you can use to build your base higher. You start with a set of resources, but those resources get dwindled down. They don't get replenished. So you have to go out and find them and survive 6 rounds. So if you survive 6 rounds, the person with the highest scores wins the game. You will take your dice and mark that. I should not have watched that before doing this stream. All right, so as one of the few survivors, you will build a base, obtain resources by scavenging the community map, protect your group using weapons and building defenses, and construct facilities to make life a little bit more tolerable. At the end of each round, the zombies attack, and if you haven't defeated them, the difference if it's 1 to 4. The people in the base take a wound. If it's higher than 4, then they die. And they die is not good. So we've had some wonderful reviewers. Ninja Geek's awesome. I like that guy. So box contents, you'll get your rule book. You'll get your this cloth bag, not this one that I have here. That'll be coming with it. You'll get a better cloth bag. Dry erase markers, first marker token, and the locations, which we'll talk about when we get down to the table. And then there's a double-sided player screen to hide what you're doing, because like I said, everybody's going at once. It's just think of it like Hadrian's Wall. Everybody's doing their own thing, and then at the end of the round when the Picts attack, everybody has to deal with that in their own way. It's like that. You do have objectives that you can go through. In solo, you're only going to play the C objectives, so you'll see that when we play. Wound tokens, and then these are the cubes that you're going to get with the game, right? So I will be walking you through this so you know how to make these things work, and we'll be doing scoring and all that other good stuff. So let's scroll up. So it's starting on 27. Just if you find this game as we start playing it relevant to your interest, you know, that'll be awesome if you could give the dev some love. So are you gonna hide? There we go. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the game, and I have my book with me just in case I need to reference anything. And I believe Rick said that he would be in chat coming out of the Snarf Games at some point in the playthrough to answer any questions that you may have that I'm screwing up. So let's talk about this board. All right. So this is the board of the area that you're in. If you notice down here at the bottom, I don't have Steve's really cool, you know, electric circular thingy. So if you notice down here in the bottom, it'll say the areas that are for the amount of player counts. So basically, I'm going to be playing solo, so I can't go to these areas and not to this 3-player area. So every place else is open to me except for those because. So I'll just go ahead and cross them out to say I can't get to them. Not a big deal. It should be fine. These yellow cubes are how much food you have to spend to go scavenge at these locations. So yellow cubes are food, right? And if you're going to say, okay, well, I'm going to go scavenge at a 3-food location, which is the hardware store, then you're going to have to spend 3 food per scavenger to be able to go here, depending on how many you want to send. Here are the easier ones where there's 1 food places that are close by. And if you look here, these are your different bases that you can start with. I'm going to be playing a scenario tonight, so I'll be starting with the mountain base, I believe, and that's going to be me. So we'll just put a Canje symbol there in there to let you know that that's me. But other players will start with different locations, and you get to determine wherever you're going to start, right? So that's the 4-player aspect, but that's where we're starting. And it's important to note that because some of these locations here, they change up how the board works. It's not, oh, they're different, but the boards are all the same. The boards are actually different, and I'll show you that as well. But you can venture out, and based on that food, you'll come over here to these scavenge decks, right? So 1 food, scavenge locations, 2, 3. And when you get these, you'll just kind of flip these over, and it'll say, okay, what do you have to deal with? Okay, at that location, there are 8 zombies that are there. Can you beat them all? If not, the difference, if it's 1 to 4, you take a wound. If it's higher, you're dead. You'll get some victory points if you're able to block them back. And if this location is the fast food outlet, you will find a person. So you could find people, you could find all different things that you go to. So that's the different ones that you can do: 2 food, 3 food locations, right? Make sense? Simple enough. This kind of tells you what to expect at those locations so you can prepare yourself. In these decks, which will be a lot more than what you see here, this is just the prototype. And I do have to say that, because I didn't say it out the back, that this is a prototype, it's subject to change, these are not the final products. But if you look here, it says there's 2 8 zombie ones and 1 7 zombie one in this prototype. So if I'm gonna do this, I can at least try to prepare, not knowing what I'm gonna get. That's what it's gonna be. If 2 food, this is the breakdown, and with 3 food ones, that's the breakdown. So it's trying to help you out a little bit to make a decision to make sure that you're geared enough to go to these locations. This is the round tracker. So the top piece, 6 rounds, 1 to 6, pretty straightforward. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Derek. Yeah. Hey, Rick, how's it going? So Rick's here from Snarf Games. So if you have any questions, let him know. He's here. So that's the round tracker. So you have 6 rounds to survive. But this right here is how many cards are getting drawn from the invasion deck, right? The events deck is what it's called, the events deck. So on round 1, only 1, but on round 3, we're going to draw 2 cards and have to deal with them. So we got to be a little bit careful on how that shakes up. But that's basically the extent of the board. This board is the one where I was talking about, where it's your base. So this one is the mountain base, but there's also the forest base. And there is the quarry base and the river base that you get to pick, and the cost of things are different that are on these sheets. So since the scenario that we're going to be playing is going to use the mountain base, right, this is what we have. You'll notice that, for instance, the bath that's here that keeps people clean, that bath has like a missing square here, but on the forest base it's not, because it needs stone, gray stone, and we'll go over all that as well. But when you're in the mountains, you got stone, so you don't need stone for the first one. So you get some benefit, some gain on some areas, but loss on another. And so the forest base has something different as well. All right, so this is our base that we're going to have, that we're dealing with. There is barbed wire that we can build to build up the fence. There are watchtowers that we can build to build up the fence. And then there's food where we can build to have food to eat. Medicine that we can have if somebody gets hurt, we can heal them up. I want to make sure, I got to go to my specific page number that tells me everything. There's beds that help people sleep so they can recover. So it says a bed is needed for each character during round cleanup. There is a bathroom is needed for each character during round cleanup. Then we have these shops. So these shops are the workshop. And the workshop basically says that after you build the workshop, reach in this bag, and whichever one you pull, which is either a stone, wood, or red is brick, then it'll be a -1 cost to that going forward forever as you play the game. This one is the forge, and when you build the forge, you can start building. You can scope and build weapons for your citizens, for your people in your village, that you can send out and deal with that stuff. This one is the command center. So it says reduces the trade ratio to supply from 4-to-1 to 2-to-1 for resource cubes. So if you want to trade resource cubes to get something that you don't have, it's going to be a 4-to-1. But with this tower, it's a 2-to-1. That's how that kind of builds up. This radio communicator reduces the trade ratio from 4-to-1 to 3-to-1. Gain 3 extra resource cubes at the end of the round when you use it, which that's not too bad. We've got medical rooms, so reduce the cost to remove a wound from a character by 1 for how much ever medical rooms you have. And then this is storage. It makes weapons cheaper too. Yes, correct. For storage, basically you have cubes don't stay. It's either you use it or lose it, right? At the end of the round, it's all gone. It's either you use it or lose it. These storages allow you to store 1 cube each. So basically, if I haven't used all my cubes and I got like 3 left, I can say, okay, well, I know I'll need this next round, so I'm going to store that one there, and then this one's going to get discarded. So they don't save over. So you try to make best use of what you got, and then try to get back some cubes at the end, right? So any unused cubes get stored in the different storage areas that you can do. Couple other things before we get started. Towers, defense towers. Towers are kind of like the lookout, right? So if I build a tower, even though it's expensive, it covers 2 defense on one side or on the other side. So basically, this tower will give 2 defense to the west side and the north side. This one will give to the north side and the east side. This one, you get the gist, south and east and south and west. But the other thing that it allows you to do is it allows you to peek at what's coming. So you see the horde coming in the distance, and you get to peek the amount that are coming, so you can see what's coming at you, and you can prepare for where that's going to be, right? So that helps. Other than that, you get your citizens that are down here that you're going to write their names in, whatever weapons they're going to have on them, and send them out in the by and by for them to do whatever they need to do. It doesn't get more difficult than that. It's a pretty straightforward game. So what we're going to be doing, though, is we're going to be playing a solo scenario. So let me go ahead and pull that up. And there are 2 solo scenarios we have. We're going to play one today. The one that I've picked is going to be a solo scenario. Rick created this, but it's Find JoJo. So basically, the narrative of this one, and it does have some setup in it that we'll go through, but the narrative of this one is, it was late at night in the mountain base, that's where we are, and after dealing with heavy attack to the north side of the base, the community was arguing amongst themselves. They were blaming each other for things they did or did not do, except for Bruce, who always kept himself and was fixing the barricades on the north side. Ooh, come on. There we go. Bruce was a man of mystery. Ooh. Oh, my system is crawling right now. Let me see what's going on. Come on. Don't be scared. You can do it. All right. Bruce was a man of mystery. Many in the community wondered what he did before the world fell. Even those who traded with the community always thought about what Bruce could have been. There was even a bet running to find out what he did, but no one had come close yet. Well, no one had the nerve to ask. Every time Bruce was asked about anything other than survival, he shrugged it off and went to his quiet place, the southeast watchtower overlooking the mountains. Suspect. Some think he was a construction worker, some say he was a soldier, while the most imaginative of the community thought he may have been a silent assassin due to his rugged looks and quiet personality. Sounds like me, right? Right? I got rugged looks. Tire tread rugged, but rugged. Let's see. As the argument continued and got a little heated, Bruce stood and shouted, "Stop!" The community instantly stood still and looked in his direction. They had never heard him shout before or get involved in the politics of the community. "Stop arguing," Bruce shouted. "None of this could have been avoided. We did not have enough resources to deal with that attack. No one could have. We ought to be lucky no one had died." The community were looking down at the floor in an ashamed kind of way. "Buzz, what is the bet on me?" asked Bruce. "What do you mean?" replied Buzz. "You know what I mean. I can hear you talking about me even though you do not think I'm listening," said Bruce. It's 18 bags of food," Buzz mumbled. "Is that all? Huh. I thought it would have been more. Anyway, I was a truck driver." The community looked at one another, trying to take in the information. "Some of us thought you were a silent assassin. Why don't you talk much about your life before the apocalypse?" said Olivia. Alright, so... Wow, this thing's moving slow. "It was a bad time for me. I was driving back from delivering a load up north. I had been gone for a few weeks. I did truck driving because it was good money and helped to provide for my daughter. But the downside to it was that I was away from home far too much and I missed my daughter. Anyway, I was almost home and I would have made it back in time for her birthday, but this world turned and I found myself just escaping from the blast. I tried to make it home to find her, but she was not there. All I found was blood-stained clothes and assumed the worst." Okay, we're going to try to go down twice here. "Did you ever find her?" asked Olivia. "No," said Bruce, disappointed. "I look out on scavengers to see if there is any clues to where she could be, but I do not see any hope. You can't blame yourself for this, Bruce said Buzz. No one could have foreseen what was going to happen. What was your daughter's name? Asked Olivia. Jojo, replied Bruce. So we're looking for her. Let's scroll down some more. Man, this is moving slow. What did she do for work? Asked Bruce. She had just got a job at a local radio station as a broadcaster. Okay, you have got to move faster. We're going to put you here. What's going to happen when I do that? Wait a minute, Olivia paused. I overheard some traders from the river base mention that a young girl was looking for her father who was a truck driver. Maybe that could be her. Did they say where she could be? Asked Bruce eagerly. They said she was hiding out in the northeast somewhere. I've got to go, demanded Bruce. I have had nothing to go off. I have had nothing to go off, and this could be the closest thing to me finding her. I will come with you, says Olivia. And with that, Bruce and Olivia fixed up the watchtower and headed out to try to find Jojo. So our mission, should we choose to accept it, Bruce has heard that his daughter Jojo may be alive. Your mission is to locate Jojo, return to base, and survive the attack from the Zeds. So we've got a different bit of setup here. Let's do that. So our setup is set up for a regular solo game with the following changes. Take the mountain base and shade in the southeast watchtower as if you had built it already. So that would be this one already built. So we just shade that in saying that it's done. All right, so that one's done. What else do we got? Search through the character deck and take Bruce, Olivia, and Buzz. All right, let's take a look at them. We've got Olivia. So Olivia starts with, and once again, I got to get this to see these things properly, 4 wood, 5 metal, 2 brick, 2 food, and 1 cloth. So this is her starting cubes that she'll take. That's the only thing these are used for, is just the starting cubes. But she has an ability that says scavenge a 1 food location, any of the 1 food locations for free. So she doesn't have to pay food when scavenging a 1 food location. So remember those 1 food locations? I can send her out and don't have to pay a food, which is perfectly fine. We've got Buzz, who's an electrician. He starts with 2 herbs, 5 wood, 5 metal, 2 brick, and 2 food, and his ability says building a radio and or a command center costs 1 less metal, and that is that's an ability that he has when we're going to use that, right? So pretty decent. And finally, we've got Bruce. So Bruce is our truck driver looking for his daughter. He has 3 wood, 3 metal, 1 brick, and 3 food. And it says draw 1 extra resource per round. So Rick, I had asked you about this one, but I don't believe this triggers on the first round. It triggers on every other round, but not the first. So correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I don't believe this triggers on the first. I could be wrong, though. I've been wrong before. So those are our 3 that we need to find. That we have sit right here. And I've put their starting cubes all here. Now this is supposed to be all in one. I just kept them separate so you can see the difference. At the end of each round when you draw resources. Yep. So basically, seeing all their resources and all that, I could just try to not be a spaz. And I could dump all these in here, and that's their starting resources. So that's what they're starting with. Looks like a lot, right? I should be able to do something. We'll find out. Because things are expensive, so we'll find out. Alright. So place Bruce and Olivia next to the scavenging map. So basically, when it comes time to scavenge, they are going to go out and scavenge. But I'm not letting them leave my base without gearing them up first. But we know that they are going to scavenge. And we'll talk about where they're going to go in a second, but that's what they're going to do. Gain the resource cube shown on Olivia, Bruce, and Buzz's character sheets. Then decide how much food to put on Olivia and Bruce's character cards for scavenging. Well, Olivia gets to scavenge for free at 1 food location, so I don't have to do that, but Bruce does need one. So we're going to start with a one scavenge location for where we're going to look. So I'm going to determine that 1 food there should be good. Now, I do believe that they come back and we can send them out again. So I'm just going to keep that there for now. All right, so let's see. Gain reason decide how much food for scavenging. Olivia starts with a wrench. Cool. So we'll write their names down here. We've got Buzz, Bruce, and Olivia. Olivia starts with a wrench, so that means that Olivia has one shield just out the gate, right? One shield out the gate. And finally, Bruce starts with a bat. So Bruce starts with a bat, so Bruce also is going to get one shield. So they both have one shield as they're heading out. That's what's shaded in. What else we got here? Search through the character card deck and take JoJo along with 2 random character cards. Shuffle these and place them on the top of the character deck. All right, so we'll basically grab this, and I think I put her somewhere. Boop, 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 boop. There she is. So this is JoJo. We will then shuffle these up, draw 2 more. 1, 2. Flip, put them in here, give them a good shuffle. And then put them on top of the character deck. So we got to find her. All right, so that is it. Let me see if there's any other information. Come on. Okay, Bink. If you manage to find JoJo, finish the round, ignore the rest of the event cards, and round cleanup as you would do if this were the end of round 6, and record the round number, base score, and read ending 1 on page 4. If you do not find JoJo before round 6, your game is over. Read ending 2. If JoJo or Bruce dies, game over. All right. So let's see. We got some conditions. Come on. Come on. This PDF is dense. Here we go. All normal solo game rules apply with the following changes. Scavenging rules. Bruce and Olivia remain scavenging until they find JoJo, run out of food, or need to heal. If any of the above apply, all characters that are scavenging return to the base after the event cards for that round have been drawn. Any food resources left on the cards can be kept for the next scavenging at round cleanup. If the characters need to return to scavenging, they do so after the discard resources phase. Normal scavenging rules apply. Characters cannot build weapons whilst out scavenging. When scavenging, it is possible to find more weapons depending on the IP value of the cards. See the table below. Cool, so IP is influence points, and that'll determine if we can defend. Alright, so this changes a couple things. So if they are remaining out scavenging, they're no longer at the base, they've run off, then I need to give them a little bit more food until they find her, right? So we've got 2. So let's take a look at the board for a second. So we've got 2 1 locations. The third one is here at the school, but we are not playing 4 players, so the school's not available. So far, that means that Olivia can scavenge 2 locations for free. But Rick will need another cube for that other 1 location. Okay, then we got to go to a 2 location to discover, right? Which means they'll both need these 2 as well. So Rick is going to get 4. So basically, Rick is going to get 4 food, and Olivia will get 2. That way, that if necessary, we can go 3 locations to get to the third part of that card, if we need to. That leaves Buzz with 1 food, but we can work that out, and I think that still might be okay. I think we still might be okay. All right, now they are not going to partake in base building. We can't set weapons for them according to the rules. We can't, according to the rules that are written, so we can't get those things written out. So it's just Buzz doing work at the base, while they're dealing with it. Awesome. All right, let's see what else the rules say. Oh, did I miss something? Olivia and Bruce start out of the base as their... Yeah, I thought I just said that. Oh, I thought I just said that. If I didn't, my bad. Okay, so if characters need to return scavenge, they do so after discarding resources. Yep. Characters cannot build weapons whilst out scavenging. So when scavenging, it is possible to find more weapons depending on the IP value of the card, and see the table to see what we find. Alright, cool. 2. When gaining a weapon this way, choose which character to take the weapon. Still note down your IP in the boxes on your base sheet. If you find a character, take the top card of the character card deck. If a character needs the heal, they can do so when they have returned to the base, and normal game rules apply. Any characters gained that are not JoJo are returned to the bottom of the character deck. No resources are gained from the character card except food. See finding another character that isn't JoJo below. Okay, so we got a little bit. So at round cleanup, normal rules apply as per base game with exception. That any character that remains scavenging do not need to be... Any characters that remain scavenging do not need to bathe, bed, and be fed as they are out of the base. If any characters return to base, they will need to be bathed, bed, and fed. Okay. So right now we're okay so far. Come on. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, so then we'll read that when that comes up. So we're ready to begin. We're ready to begin. They're out. They've got one shield. I can't prep them anymore. However, I can deal with this to start doing the base building aspect. So this game is played over a series of rounds. And in these rounds, we're going to do spend resource cubes. We're going to discard any resource cubes we haven't spent or saved. Then we'll deal with scavenging. Then we'll draw the event card. Then we'll do round end cleanup and then determine if we win the game or not. So this is just kind of what we're trying to get through, right? All right, so blue cube is herbs. All right, so if anybody's hurt, we can help them. Okay, so we know we got 2 and 2 here. I'm going to build this tower over here, and this tower costs 2 wood, 1 metal, and 1 brick. So I can do 2 wood, 1 metal, 1 brick. You know, I could honestly build the workshop too for the same cost, but that's okay. So I'm going to spend these. So I'll leave them out of the cup for what I spent. So I'm going to spend those to build this tower. When I build that tower, and then I get to look, because this is round 1, I get to look at the top card to see what's coming to the base. So let's take a look. So the top card is going to be, they'll be coming in from the north, and it will be 4 plus the round number, so it's going to be 5 zombies coming in from the north that I need to defend against. Then we're going to draw 10 cubes from the bag, and this part still confuses me, Rick, because this says if you're playing with 1 player, you draw 9 more. If you're playing with 2 players, you draw 6 more. But I don't... Like, that's how I read it in your rule book, but I don't follow if I'm going to draw 19 cubes or just 10. So you're probably going to have to explain that one to me. I was not clear on that, and I didn't get a chance to ask you because I was stuck in work meetings today. So, but that's where I was. Originally, I've just been playing it where I just take the 10. I have people, so I didn't know. She'll need... So he'll need 2, she'll need 2. Okay, so when scavenging, you pay the food cost for the whole party. Okay, so to scavenge at the radio station, it would cost 2 food for both characters. All right, so instead of using all that food, it would be 1 food for 1 food for the fast food outlet, 1 food for the drugstore, and then 2 food for a different location. Gotcha. Okay, so it's 4 food total. If you have one character only, you gain +9 resources. If you have two characters only, you gain. Okay, so because I have three characters, I don't gain anything other than the 10 cubes. It's the character count. Gotcha. All right, so we know that 5's coming from the north. Right now we have 2 block of the north. I don't want to build here because the next round I can use that to help, even though that would give me the 2 I need. We could do, so that's 2. We could do 3 here, but that's a lot of wood and metal being used to build those up to block that 5. We do need to, we can pay food, so I don't have to build it right away. We could build the workshop, right? Because if we build the workshop, I could build him an axe for 1 less. Or I could just build him a straight up axe, which would give him 2. Then I could build 1 and be set. That actually makes sense. That's weird. That's oddly making sense. So basically, I can do, if I build a workshop, I'll play 1 less, right? So I just need to spend a brick and a wood to build the workshop. Then, if I do a wood and we'll say a stone instead of 2 wood, right? Let me make sure I read this right. For the workshop. The forge, sorry, for the forge. Reduce the cost of forging weapons by any 1 resource. Each character may forge a maximum of 2. So I'm going to spend those to forge myself an axe. Cool. And then I'm going to spend 1 of these to forge myself. Do I want to do... I could do that to forge myself a wrench. That'll put me at 3, so 2 and 3, we got that area covered. No harm, no foul. We do need to make some beds and a bath, though. So let's do these 2 to make a bath, so he can... So that's bathe. Then let's do 2 and a white. That's bed. And we can store a food cube, but let's go ahead and build this and this and fed. Boom. So he's covered. It's not going to be a big issue. So then we can do, yeah, I'm going to do, if I do this, I'll make him like a 4. 4 ain't bad. That's a lot of wood being used. Let's do... I'm going to make it a 3. I'm just going to spend the 1 to make it a 3. So he's at a 3. He can only have 2 weapons max. And he's at a 3. This is a 2. He'll defend with the north. We got the 5 covered. Okay, so let's think about upcoming. I'm going to do, if I do 1 and 2, I could build another shed. I could build a radio tower, but I'm not trying to get people. We've got, I could do some medicine. Medicine could help. Food could help. Got some options. I might do another food. Or we could do another storage and we could store something else. So that's the thing. Like, I have all these options to build. I just have to be smart about it. We could reduce the cost of healing someone. We know people are going to get beat up because they're going out there with just 2 defense. They're going to get hurt. There's nothing I could do about it. They actually might die because they went out with 2. I think 2's a little rough, but we'll find out. So let's... I don't have any white to make the infirmaries, but maybe we could do 2 wood and 1 blue to build an herb so we can heal. And we got a lot of stone. I mean, I could build the radio tower, the command center. Build a radio and/or command center costs 1 less metal. So it would be 2. It would be So the command center reduced the trade ratio from 4 to 2 to 2 to 1. Resource cubes may be traded to another player at the ratio of 1 to 1. A player may gain a character on an event card at the end of the round if I want, so I can get more people with the radio count, and with the command center. But I'll gain 3 extra cubes at the end of the round with the radio, which is actually a better thing. So let me build the radio. That's just going to cost me 2 of these to build the radio instead of what needs. So I'm going to gain more resources at the end of the round, which is good. I could gain people here, but I don't know if I want to. That's the bit. I don't know if I want to. I don't have the white cubes for another bed. I could make a bath. 1 other bath, but I don't need that right now. I need that tent. That's what I need. And these 2 I'm saving. So we've got the enough defense to be able to defend the north. We're good. Maybe now we need to look at storage. Might be the bet. Because if I do these 2 and this, I can get myself another storage. And I can store two cubes now going over. And honestly, I could build the daggum tower. So let me do that. I'm going to do that. Spending just 2. Hey, Dan, what's going on? And I'll actually build the tower as well. All right. Cubes are running low. The sun's getting real low. Honestly, I don't think I got anything left in me to build, so I'm going to store food and a medicine. Because there's nothing else that I can build. Like, I can't build I can't build I could build a knife and say I didn't build the thing and get the 4, because then I could say I'm not using the wood. Yeah, I actually am going to do that. I'm going to retcon that. Instead of building that, instead of using the wood, I'll have an extra one of these out. So I've got the knife. So I'm at 4, 5, 6. I got way over, which is good. So we got 4 left. Nothing to really put them to, so I think we're suffering a net loss here. You can use your trade radio, which is now a 2 to 1, to swap some cubes that you want. I could do that. You're right. You're right. So if I could do these 2. So I'll do the radio to swap these 2. I could I'm thinking of building another bed. Or another garden. Ooh, another garden would be nice. Food's at a premium, right? So I think I will. I'll swap these 2 for a brown cube, and then I'll use this and this to build another garden. And I think that'd be that. I got 2 left, but nothing really to spend it on, so I think that's it. Yep, I think that's it. All right, so that ends the, so then it says discard, so the next phase, that ends the spend phase, so the next phase is discard resource cubes. Any resource cubes left over may be stored, and I'm storing 2 there, or lost. If it does not have enough storage, then the resource cubes are discarded back to the supply bag. So we'll do this. I have a reference right here next to me that I'm just reading through to make sure I get all the phases done properly. So cool. All right, so that ends that phase. Then we go to the scavenge phase, if I remember this properly. Yes, scavenge phase. So on the scavenge phase, we determine where we're going. So the first place we were going to go to, doop, doop. The first place where we're going to is this fast food outlet. So we'll cross that off, saying that's where we're going. And we're going to spend the requisite food. So it's a 1 food place. I'm spending 1 food. So that's going to get spent for it. And remember, the reason why I say I'm only spending 1, she's free to roam. So there we go. Okay. Hey, Pickle, what's going on? All right. So then we'll take this deck, give it a good shuffle. And we're going to deal with what the top card says. So let's see what the top card says. You see what I mean of they're going to get slaughtered? Oh my gosh. Okay. So let me pull out this, let me pull this to read what happens. All right, scavenging. So in turn order, each player selects up to 2 characters to go scavenging by putting them next to it. Choose location, which we did. Draw a card from the top of the respective scavenger deck to reveal how many Zeds they need to defeat. So we keep doing that for each player to determine what they're going to determine as they're scavenging. All right. So it says if the strength of the Zeds are combined at the top, so this is an 8. There's 2 of these 8s in the deck, remember from what I showed you before. Oh, that's right. It would be lost anyway, and that's okay. Yep, you're right. Olivia would let that happen for free. So it says the strength of the Zeds at each location is shared at the top. If the combined weapon strength of all of the player characters is equal to or greater than the Zed strength, the players are successful. But if I can remind you, our strength for Bruce and Olivia is just 2. They went out scavenging with 2, and they pulled an 8. Yikes. So this is bad. This is super, super bad. I probably should have gone out to a bigger one. Nah, but that could have been bad too, and they could have died. So let's find out what happens, because this is higher than 4. This is higher than 4. I don't know if this number is right here, but let's see what happens. So the combined weapon strength that they have is 2, because all they have is a baseball bat and a wrench. Awesome. It says if the combined weapon strength of all of players' characters is equal to or greater than the Zed strength, then we gain a scavenger box on our base sheet, saying, yeah, we're cool, we're fun, it's awesome. I'm trying to see where it's bad. In solo mode, the location at the bottom of the scavenger card is also eliminated. So this is not a thing that we're dealing with in solo mode. So if we were able to, we would have drawn somebody. I'm trying to see. Here we go. If the character's combined weapon strength is lower than the strength of the Zeds, the player shade in a scavenger box on their base sheet, starting from the left to right, and each character will gain wounds based on the difference between their weapon strength and the strength of the Zeds. So let's go back to here. So we will shade in 1 here anyway. Then the players shade in the scavenger box, left to right, and each player will gain wounds based on the difference between the weapon strength and the strength of the Zeds. If the deficit is 1 to 4, each character will gain 1 wound. If the deficit is 5+, then each character dies. So yes, this is right. If you went to a 3 food location, a maximum zombie strength of 3, there's a reference in the top right of the map. Yeah, but it says 2 times 3, which would have been 6, which would have put it at 4. So I think we lost. I think just like that, we lost. The players do not collect any rewards due to not beating the Zeds. The location cannot be scavenged again in the same turn by the same player. Player, yup. I think we just lost. Because it's 8, it's 6. They're dead. So, yay. How that's played, that was short. So let's pretend like we didn't go to that location. I think that's something you might want to check on, though. A lot of people are going to want to go to the one location. Yeah, a lot of people are going to go to that one location. So I think that's something you're probably going to want to check out. So let's say there was the one that was there, right, that I threw in the bag. They're going to go to a 2 location. I had an extra food. So that would be 4. Well, it would be 2. It would be 2, sorry. 3 location, it'd be 3. So we're going to just say we spent the 1 plus that, because otherwise we lose the game immediately and the game's over. So we're going to go to 3 location, and let's say the 3 location is... I don't freaking know. Let's go to the construction site. So let's mark that off. The construction site. And let's see what we're dealing with. So we draw 2 cards. A lot better. That is a lot better. So we draw 2 cards. That is here. All right, so we've got 1 card that's a strength of 1, because you have to combine the strengths. So that's 4. 1 per location. This says 2. Oh, there's 2 with. Sorry, there's 2 with. I draw the 1. So I pull the 1 strength. So there's 1 zombie. I have 2 strengths, so I win. When I win, I get to determine if I'm going to pick a person. So we come to this deck, pull the top card, and see how we're going to do. So Alexander. We only get the food resource from him. We do not get anything else as per the rules, and he is going to be discarded. So he'll be discarded. We'll gain only the food. We still match in the box saying that we were successful. Marks an X on the location saying that it's done, and that's it. Cool. So that is one of the 3 locations. All right, cool. So we're still looking, but that ends that phase of the scavenger. We then move on to the draw event. So the draw event, we'll pull this, pull the event, see what's there. Of course, we know what's coming. 4 zombies plus 1. Coming from the north. So we know we're defending with Buzz and the tower that's coming in from the north. So that is 1, 2. And he's got 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's got 6 on 5. We are successful. We did defeat it. Yay, we're good. Once the first attack has been dealt with, all players then deal with step 1 for the second card drawn, but there's not a second card drawn just yet. If the player successfully defended on all event cards drawn in the round, they gain a defense mark shaded in the defense box on the left. So we gain a defense mark for our score, so we shade in that one. We gain that. And if a player has no wounds in total on any of their characters, they also receive a health mark. So we'll shade in the health mark right there because we got no wounds. We're good. And after that's done, we've done all the good stuff. If a player has no characters, that's if the base is getting beat up. So we're good there. No wound markers to take. Then we get to round in. After resolving the last event card and starting with the first player, gain food and herb resources for each food herb garden built. Okay. So let me just grab a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, we're supposed to draw 10 resources from the bag, too. So we gain 10 resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we gain 10 resources. Then we gain food for every garden that we have. 1. And herb. 1. And 1 here. Plus Bruce's ability, where we draw 1 extra resource per round. Dadgummit. Okay. Let's see what else we get. If a player has built a radio, the player draws 3 extra. So then we get 3 extra cubes for the radio that we built. Come on, give me something good. 1, 2, 3. Okay. A black cube. That's a new one. Wild cube. It could be anything. Sweet. Okay. If each character has a bathroom, bed, and can be fed, shade in the leftmost box on the happy track. Each person at the base. If each person at the base. So each person at the base has a bed, a bath, and they can eat some food because I have food. Doop, 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 doop. And then we take the food that they're going to eat, dump it back in the bag. Cool. And these are coming to me. Okay. If at least one character is missing one of the requirements above, do not mark anything on the morale track. Do not add a mark to the morale track. Nope, morale's good. If at least one character is missing 2 of the requirements, the players will lose 1 resource cube for each character that is missing 2 or more of the requirements. The players must still pay food for the character. Remove any wound tokens used at the medical rooms. Reshuffle the events. Shade down the turn. So turn 1's over. I'll just do the whole thing. Turn 1's over. And reset any tapped character cards back to the upright position. Cover base with player, and then move the first player, and begin anew. So now we start over. These are the resources that we have. This, I think, needs to get shuffled, because it says events and... No, it just says reshuffle the events. Okay. So we'll put that up there. Okay, it just said reshuffle the events. It didn't say reshuffle the scavenge. The scavenge cards. Okay. All right, so then we begin anew with round 2. Okay. Well, I want to see what's a-coming, so... I don't have any red. But I can trade for 2 for 1. So let's trade 2 herb for 1 red. And then we need to spend 2. I mean, I could do a wild, right? I could do a wild, so this could be a red. Or the trade 2 isn't bad. Isn't a bad idea, because I can use that wild someplace else. And I'm actually going to build this one to take a look at what's a-coming. So let's see what's coming. So there's 5 plus the round, so it's 2. So there's 7 coming from the north this time. I think we're good. It's a good thing I built that. So 7 from the north. Well, because I built that, now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he has 5, 6, 7, 8. So base defense covered. All right. You need to... We are definitely going to store this and that. Well, we got the food. But they could find her, and if they find her, they got to come back, and we got to make it, just in case they're wounded. All right, so then that leaves us with potential to gain more herbs, potential to build a bed. So we can build a bed. We can also build a way to heal people. Food is always good. You can't go wrong with that. So let's go ahead and 221 here to gain another food bit. We could have drawn someone if we wanted, but I chose not to. I don't feel like adding to that pain. Building a bed. Building a shower is also important. Oh boy. Maybe I shouldn't have built this. Let me take that back. Because the shower seems expensivo. So let me make... Yeah, let me make a shower instead with that wild. Red seems hard to come by. And then let's do 2, 2, 1 to build a bed. And we'll try to get the bed. We'll need 4 beds, 4 showers before this is over. So you're prepping for that eventuality. We could trade this in for something. That in for something. So we've got ways to trade, right? We got ways to trade. I could do... So we're then trying to do this, 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 and I think we're good. We can trade in... Can we build one of these tents? It's intense. Or can we build another storage shed? Another storage shed actually wouldn't be bad. So we've got 1... red, red to get yeah, I'll do that. And then I could store that in there at the end. And that is all good people. Okay. Okay. So we need to scavenge. I did not send them out with enough food. If I knew that, I would have done more. I'd have probably given them all the food if I knew that. Because food got wasted. The hospital has a 7, 6, 5, and a 4. A 4 would be okay, which means I can have them come back to the base. And then I could get them some weapons and then send them out again. So actually, but anything else, they're going to die. So I just have to pray for a 4. Pretty much, or else my game's over. I pretty much have to pray for a 4 or else my game's over. I did not think about that. Okay, anyway. We're going to go to a 2-1 and hope for a 4. Let's go to the gym. And we need to pay the 2 for that. So we know we're going to get hurt. I'm just hoping it's not a bad hurt. I'm hoping it's not awful. We need a 4. Come on, 4. Or a 6. Anything but the 7. I've said it now. Anything but the 7. No, they're going to go look. Anything but the 7. Anything but the 7, people. What do you think this card is? What do you think this card is? Oh, okay, not bad. So there's 5 of them. All right, there's 5 of them. I only have 2, which is a 3. So each, that means that both of them have failed that test, and they will take a wound. And that's that. Now I'm going to return them to the base for what's going on. But that's that. Then we do the event. So we know what the event is. So he'll be defending. So it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 defended. We draw 11 cubes. If we defend, we get a doop doop doop. You don't get we don't get a star. Ooh, brain just went. Do we do the star for the scavenge? If the character's combined weight is lower than the strength of his Zeds, the player shades in a scavenger box. So no matter what, we're doing the scavenger box? Yep, looks so. All right, so we did that. If a player, if a player has no wounds in total on any of the characters, they also receive the health mark, so we won't. But we did defend, so we get the defensive mark. We just don't get the medical mark. And it's serious as an experience. Gotcha. And we'll deal with the other stuff later. So we didn't get the IP for it. We did defend, so we got the defensive mark. They're going to be coming back because they're idiots. And for going out with just a knife, a baseball bat, and a wrench. Who does that? Anyway, let's see. We draw our 11 cubes. So let me throw these back in here. Draw the 11 cubes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we draw the 11 cubes for completing this. We still have 3 people, so we're good. So we don't get the extra stuff, should I say. Not we're good, we just don't get the extra stuff. Then nobody invaded. It has 1 wound. The player is unable to gain a health mark, so it wouldn't. Number 1 for Bruce's ability, and 3 for the tower. So 1 for Bruce's ability, and 3 for the radio. Oh, that's at the end of the round. We are at the end of the round. So we will gain 1 food, 1 herb resource. So boop, boop, boop. Then we'll gain 3 for the radio. 1, 2, 3. There's all the red cubes. We could gain a character if we want, but we're not. Then, if each character has a bathroom, bed, and can be fed, shade in the leftmost. That is completely untrue. I got 2 people. Everyone can be fed, but I got 1 person who can't take a bath. So if at least 1 character is missing one of the requirements above, wash, sleep, food, do not add a mark to the moral track. All right, so the moral track is not getting marked because 1 person can't. You can eat, and you can eat. Cool. So, and you get a bed, you get a bed, or you get a bed, you don't get a bed. So if at least 1 character is missing 2 of the requirements, so it's just 1 character is missing 2 of the requirements, you can't be showered or do that. So if 1 character is missing 2 of the requirements, the players will lose 1 resource cube for each character that is missing 2 or more of the requirements. The players must still pay food for the character if it's available. Okay, so boop, boop. Food is being paid, and we're losing a cube. I'm trying to build a shower, and I'm trying to send y'all out, but stronger than before. So you're going to go out with 6. 6 is what you got. And you also need to heal. But 6 is what you got. So what are we going to do about that? The best you can go out is a 6. I need stone. What do I need for you, Olivia, to get you 2? Stone, wood. Stone, wood. Okay, so I need stone, wood, stone, wood. I need stone. Oh my gosh, I need a lot. I need a heck of a lot. Okay, so I can't send y'all out scavenging. You just gotta stay at the base and figure this crap out. And we're gonna lose a resource. Let's lose this one. Okay. Remove any wound tokens used on medical rooms. Reshuffle this. Shade down the round. So now we're drawing 2 cards. Reset everybody. And then begin the next round. So these will come in here. All right, wounded people. How do I heal you? Do I just give you medicine? At the end of the round, the player gains an herb cube for each garden belt. These can be used to remove wounds from a character. Okay, how do you remove wounds from a character? Let's look at the medical. Reduce the cost to remove a wound from a character by 1. The wound mark. Okay, so there's a way to remove wounds from a character. Let's see. Wound markers. If a character has 1 wound, the player is unable to gain a health mark. Wound tokens can be removed by spending 3 herbs. 3? Jeez, OP. This can be done as many times as a player wishes in the spend resource cube phase. 3 herbs. Unless I build this, then it goes down to 2. Biscuits. Okay. Sadly, y'all can't go anywhere this round. Because we don't know what's coming. It's going to be 2 cards. This is the only place that hasn't been built yet, and I need to build that up. So y'all are going to have to... You got to tough this one out. Sorry, your daughter's just going to have to wait. So we're going to do 2 and a red. And pay that to build this guy. To find out what 2 cards are coming. First card is going to be 5 from the west. And second card is going to be, 6 from the west. Nope. 8 from the west. And 7 from the east. Yay! Big fun. 8 from the west, 7 from the east. Okay, so we've got 4. You are a 4, so you're 8 from the west. And this is 4, 5. All right, one of you has to get a weapon upgrade. You have to, or else I'm screwed. I remember I have the forge, so I can skip 1 thing to build. So Olivia, we're gonna spend 2 to give you the knife, which gives you 2. So you're at 3 plus 4, 7. So you'll guard that side. You'll guard that side. So we're covered. Thank God. But we need to still get food. We need to get healing. And we need to get bed and shower. Okay, so a bed is 2 wood and a white. So if I do this, a shower is this, and this. This is a shower. So let's just build the dadgum shower. Then we just need to build a bed. So we've got the white. We just need... I could trade in 2 and 2. How much does it cost to build one of these? I could lose a resource, one resource, but let's see about building one of these dadgum tents. So that, and then we could spend 2, and we'll build a tent. Okay. We're going to store you, because then we can heal somebody next round. We're going to store you, and we're going to store you for enough food, which leaves us with 1 that I can't do anything with, and we're good. Okay. This goes back in the bag. We're not scavenging. Thank God, this round. So let's draw our cards so we know what they're going to be. And you have to deal with them one at a time. So you are going to guard... You are going to guard the west. So it's coming in 5 plus 3, 8. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have 5, 6, 7, 8. Defend it. We gain 11 cubes. Okay. My gosh. When we defend... no, it has to be the whole turn. The whole turn does it. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I only get the resources at the end. I mean, I've defended it, but sure, we could. Sure. So that is 8. We've done that. Then we draw the second one, and that is 4 plus 1, plus 3, 7, and she will defend that side. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she is 5, 6, 7. Defended. All right, defended. All right, starting with the first player, draw X number of random resource cubes where X is indicated on the event card from the bag and place them. Question, Eric. Question. Do I get both resources? So am I getting 21 resources? Or am I just getting 10 of the last card? As there were no characters in the base, indicate how many random resources need to be taken. Just the 10 from the last card. I thought so. I thought so. I thought so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I thought so. Yeah. So you just get what's on the last card, but you get attacked from both. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. So that is that. That's done. We can get a person if we want. No. So then let's go ahead and deal with what's coming up. So first off, we get an extra cube because of Bruce. Then we get a food, and an herb. We defended the base fully, so we'll get that. Let's see, people are hurt, so because it says that if people are hurt, if someone is wounded, we don't get a health mark. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So those will go in. We'll get those. Ready these up. Food. So those will get spent. Then, so we'll say these are done. And one of these things could not be met. So we're going to lose a cube. You're going to lose a med cube. Only one this time. And shuffle these back and end the round. Okay, so shade this down. We're at round 4. 2 more cards are coming. Bad. Okay. Well, let's heal somebody. So we've got one of these tents, so we're going to heal. And that should happen at the resource spend phase, which is now. Just making sure. The wound markers placed on the medical room when used indicated that it cannot be used again until this round. Reduce the cost. Yeah, that's during the spend phase. So we're going to heal you and put this here saying that it was used. You two are going out because my gosh. Okay. We've only got 2 food, so I can only send you to a 2 food location. You're not ready for that. I can't scout anymore. That's just kind of done. We need a bed. And we need a weapon. So I could do beds. I could do these 2 to give you a weapon. Actually, I could do these 2. Because bed doesn't need stone. To give you a 2-pointer weapon. I then can try to build this stupid bed by this. No bueno. Actually, let me do that different. I need barbed wire because there's that was a hard hitter. I'll do a wooden stone to give you an axe. And then all I need is wood to build a barbed wire. Where the heck would I put it? I could pay 1 food for per event card to see what's coming. Now let's live for the moment. So probably the dumbest thing I've ever said, but let's live for the moment. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, so we can do a stone. I'm feeling over here on this side and spend 2 brick. And I'm going to build this here. So that's going to put me at 5 on that side. Yeah, so that's going to put me at 5. It's not management, it's more kind of figuring out what works best. I mean, there's ways to mitigate it. It's not like it's unmitigatable, if that's a word. So you've got 3. All right. I think the bit is this. This is the bit. This is the bit. Because we could trade, right? So I'm going to do that and that to send you out to a 3-cost location. We're going to store that and that because I'm going to trade the 2 for 1 for food. And then I'm going to send you out. Okay. I'm sending you out to a 3-cost location. And you 2 are staying. All right. We still didn't build the bed, but that's okay. We're going to YOLO this bad boy. Let's see how this goes. So we're scavenging. We're scavenging at a 3-cost location. We're going to the butcher shop. That's where we're going, to the butcher shop. So let's pull and see what we're dealing with. Oh, buddy, that's a 3. That's a 3-fer. So we do have 3. He does have 3 on his card for his equipment that he has. He has 1, 2, and 3, so he does win. He gains 3 IP, so let me put that down. Just go to where that is. All right, so the number of points indicated on the card, if this reward is chosen, the player shows the points on their base sheet, or the top card of the deck if this reward's chosen. However, in this playthrough, come on. When scavenging, it is possible to find more weapons depending on the IP value of the card. So we could find a wrench, but I can only hold 2 weapons in each hand, so that's not what I want. I would drop the baseball bat if I could find a knife. So we'll just take... Oop. There we go. So we'll just take the 3. So it says the number of points indicated on the card if the reward's chosen. So we were successful, so we're going to gain this on the scavenge. And on that IP box, if the combined strength of all characters is equal or shaded in, sheet starting from left to right marks on the legendary scavenger that may not be scavenged again during the takes a reward. The number of points indicated on the card. If this reward is chosen, the player shows the points on their base sheet. Okay, so it's a 3. So I'm assuming that this is 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to put a 3 here because I don't know how to do that. In solo mode, the location at the bottom of the card doesn't use yet. So that's what happened. That's gone. He's tapped. Spent the food. All right. Let's defend this base. 2 cards. 1. 5 from the north. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry. It's not 5. 9 from the north. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ugh. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. So that's 9 from the north. Buzz has to jump into that. So that's 8 on 9. All right, 8 on 9. So what happens? Determine the round number. Yeah. If a player has no wounds so if a player successfully defended on all event cards drawn in the round, they gain a defense mark. If a player has no wounds in total on any of... Yep. All right, cool. So then we do the next one. So that is 8 from the north. Come on! Well, she's going to have to defend against that, which, once again, I think she's going to take another wound. So after each event card, if the characters fail to defend the base, each character in the base will gain a wound. Each character in the base will gain a wound based on the difference. Oh no, she's dead. Then the next card comes out, and then we defend again, which is an 8, not a 9. Is he tapped? After each event... Alright, so this is new to me, sorry. After each event, if the characters fail to defend the base, each character in the base will gain wounds based on it. But is he tapped when we're defending? Okay, he still can defend. So we at least block this. So thank God. Oh, well, if that's the case, then I would put all... Well, I didn't know that this was coming, and I said it was him. So everyone gets a wound. Then it would do this, and he would still be able to defend the 8, which he can do. So we're okay. Alright, so she's not dead. Then we're just going to gain 10 resources. Ugh, she is in the worst way. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Plus the 1 for Bruce. Plus the 3 for the radio. Oh! Okay. This will come off. These will come here. Then we will get 1 food. 1 food. 1 medicine. Okay. Then we need to feed people, right? So 1, 2. You'll come back next round so we can store that, because you're still out scavenging. So that's 1, 2 fed, 1, 2 everything's taken care of. So they are fed, bed, blah, blah, blah. So we'll get at least a morale mark. Okay. And these get spent. Cool. This comes here. Even better. Our turn, so I'm going to get rid of 1 of your wounds by spending these 2, because that needs to happen. We actually have enough to build that bed. And finally, we're going to try to build stuff all around this base, because right now it's +5 for whatever is happening next. So we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, it's +5 for whatever happens. What I miss? There we go. Okay. So we're going to do that, that, that. Definitely 1 here. One here. One there. Put a food there. You're coming back to base. Put a food there. And then we're going to shore up 1 more time. We're going to shore up this side 1 more time. Okay. Nobody's scavenging. We're pulling 3 stinking cards. Oh my gosh. Okay. 1. 10 from the south. Yay! Alright, so we have 5. We just need 5 more. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody in the base would take a damage, unfortunately. I'm pulling 3 cards. It's 10. 5, 6, 7. Let's block it. Oh, this is a stupid idea. Alright, that's enough to block the south. From the west, we've got 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you got to do the west. 6, 7, 8, 9. So everyone's going to take a wound. And the third card. Dadgummit! From the north! Oh, that's 9 from the north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. You die. You die. Game over. Buzz and Olivia died. Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst. Oh, that sucked. Okay. That hurt. That stung a little bit. Yeah, I didn't survive alive. It's because I'll hit round 6 and I've got no way. All I got is this guy. They're dead, and we're gonna lose some buildings, right? Because this was a full. This was a 4, a full 4, which means these two would die. So after each event, if the characters fail to defend the base, each character in the base will gain a wound based on the difference between the base, and you would be a 2. So the character dies on the 3rd wound too. If a player has no characters at base, if a player has no characters at base and the strength is not sufficient due to lack, that's when we lose buildings. So we're still okay because he needs to find his daughter. We're still okay. We're like on the last turn. Yep, we're on the last turn. We don't lose any buildings. But this is the last card, which gives 10 cubes. Ugh. Only if nobody's at the base, we lose building. So these will get reshuffled. There's no way. I'm not gonna win this. Thanks, Derek. I know, right? So we're at the last round. We're gonna draw 4 cards, and he cannot stay. So there's a no-win scenario here. Oh, that's true. It was 19 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, plus 1. And the radio tower. 1, 2, 3. I'm still trying to understand how you survive any way other than this will get cleared. This will come down. Then we'll gain 1, 2, and blue. We'll put 1 on you. And you do have everything, funny enough. So you do have that. You are dead. You are dead. Okay, so last round. 4 cards are coming. All right, well, I gotta leave the base and go find my daughter, so... So 3 food for sure. Then we will shore up this base with everything else we got. First of all, I'm going to use these 2 before you leave to heal a wound. Then I'm sending you out, but before I send you out, I'm going to base build up. All this is getting used on the fences, so let's just make it work. Defense from the south. Defense from this side. Defense from this side. Defense from this side. Defense here. Here. Store, store. Store. Defense. And then we've got 3 left. could I have done? Let me see. Brown, 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 and this. Yeah, I had to. So I only have 3 left, though. I can't really use it for anything. So the fences have been built. The gates have been built, and we're heading out. We're heading out to go find our daughter. So let's go find our daughter. So we're going to spend the 3. Pull a 3 card. 2, which we defend against, is 2 IP, which would give us the, that does give us the knife. Nope, that's the bat. 2 IP is the bat. So we get 2 in that. That's a insta loss for us. However, then we deal with the base with the 4 cards. How are we going to do? 11. 11 from the south. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, that is too short. 10 from the east. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oop. We've got 10 from the west, and then 10 from the east, and then it's game over. All right. That is that lovely scenario that occurred. So what did we? So they died. Was she here? Was she here? Nope. She was at the bottom. So we would have to. She was not in place for us to find. The base is overrun. He loses. His daughter never hears from him again. So let's read the finale of our failure. Now is the moment of our discontent. Let's see. Oh, why are you jumping around? This PDF might need to get compressed. No, we didn't find her. We did not find her. If you found another Bruce, I'm looking for this girl. Have you seen her? Bruce shows the character, so we didn't read that part. If we found her, we'd have read that part. If she's part of the group, we'd have read that part. And we don't get to read any of these because we lost. But that was kind of a preview of Survive Alive. That was the solo scenario. Usually at the end, we would lose buildings, and then when the timer runs out, we'd add up our score and then see what you got. I would read ending 2. Bruce returned to the base dejected. Character, no luck then? Bruce shook his head and then headed for his quiet space in the watchtower without saying another word. Bruce will always wonder if he will ever see his daughter again. Aww. 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 Yeah, so sadness. I failed. The thing I would have probably done different. Scavenge the 3 for sure. If I didn't find her, bring them back to the base. Build up the base. Go back out and get better weapons. Go back out and scavenge. And keep doing it until I find her. Survive. Now with wheat. Mike, why did we watch that? Yeah, he returned home and got eaten by Zeds. But so far, this is the game, and there's 2 scenarios. There's 2 scenarios that Rick sent me. This is the one which is finding JoJo. There's another scenario that depending on, I know he's got to send this off to other content creators, but I may try to do a record of the next scenario before I send it off. But it all depends on the timing for Rick and when he has to send that off. I want to make sure this game gets some love, gets sent in the proper hands of people, so they can showcase it, and you can determine if it's something that you like or not for what you want. By and large, I think the game's fun. I keep wanting to say roll and write. It's a place and write game. So it's a place and write game. There is this is the amount of different people that you can find in just the prototype, right? This is just the prototype stuff, subject to change. Right now, these are the different, the events that you can have. Of course, more. There'll be more there. I was supposed to flip an objective. I didn't for this scenario because I didn't think it was necessary. But there are objectives that you can do if you're playing multiplayer. It is a competitive game if you play it multiplayer. But you can, there's different locations that are different items that you can search when you're going through the different board locations of what's here. The board's small. It's not huge. It's double-sided, as you can see. It's a double-sided board, so there's day and there's night. So it's a double-sided board for you to try to do. And then each one of these boards comes with different. So this is mountain, of course. There's forest on this side. There's the quarry, and there's the river base that you can get. And as you add player counts to this game, it builds itself up. How this game really plays itself out to is, once again, I put it akin to Hadrian's Wall, where it's kind of the competitive solo-based play, where you're going through your base. The only difference is the way that it's not like Hadrian's Wall is when someone scavenges a base, that's crossed off, so nobody else can go there. It's covered. It's not like, oh, you went there, then I'll go there. It's crossed off. So the more people you add, the more locations that you need, hence why this opens up. So this board becomes contested as a lot of people try to go out and scavenge these 3-cost ones early on because they know that the 2 and the 1-cost ones are harder to fight. So it makes sense. So you are going to be, this is the interactive competitive side of the board. Otherwise, you're dealing with your base and building stuff up. So I think that's kind of how it's set. I wonder why more devs don't send virtual copies like over tabletop. They get way more people testing, showcasing the game. That's not true. Actually, that's not true, Wolfie. What I found is that, and I did remember I sent out a survey a month ago on what people like and don't like about the board gaming, and I did this thing. The survey actually showed that by and large, and I'm talking about like it was a 65 to 35 split. 35% of people said the digital media, like Tabletop Simulator or Board Game Arena, is fine. 35. 65% of people who took that survey, which I got a pretty good chunk of people taking the survey, but 65% of the people who took it says that they don't like that. And I think that that's true, that people like to see actual tactile boards. They like to see how things, how it's going to look on the table. They want to see the touch feel thing of it. So if we're gauging off of the metrics, I'm a data nerd. So if we're gauging off the metrics, by and large, people don't like digital media content. They prefer it to be like a prototype that people can see. I didn't dig deeper into my questions about why, but that's what it showed. Yeah, Mike says it's true. I don't watch Derek play Arkham on TTS ever or ANZ, and I love both games. Right, because they don't want to see that. They want to see the actual stuff sitting on the table. And that's fair. The data, that's what the data says, and I got to go with what the data says. So you won't see a lot of people. You'll see people do it. I'll still play Arkham because I play Arkham with Kate and Cynthia. Kate's in Canada, Cynthia's in the UK, and I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina. That we can't get together to play this game except for on tabletop, which I think that's what Mike's saying. He's like, he understands that we do it digital. He understands why we do it. It's just it's not his cup of tea to watch it that way. And that makes sense. That's fair. So I think that that's fine. But yeah, you'll probably won't see a lot of people doing. They probably might release a game on Tabletop Simulator saying you can go preview it or test it out and give feedback. But in terms of like content creators like myself who record, you're not going to see a lot of them do it, only because the people who their audience and the people who come to see them do live streaming or do recorded streaming don't want to see that. So that's how it is. Any other questions for Rick while he's here, right? If there are any other questions for him, let him know. The campaign itself goes live. The campaign itself goes live in 27 days for you to try that on GameFound. So I'll put the link to this in the description below for you to go check that out to see if it's something that you would be interested in doing. No costs have been set yet in the shipping stuff. You know, all that's hidden behind that preview, behind that pre-wall. But when it goes live, you'll see all that stuff comes out. If he has stretch goals planned, you'll see those stretch goals pop up on there for what you can pick. But yeah, this is Survive Alive by Snarf Games. So thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the game. I think he's put a lot of hard work into this. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing to work while I'm talking to you. I know Rick's put a lot of hard work into this game. You can see him play it on his channel as well. He's got a solo playthrough where he probably plays a heck of a lot better than I did. So you could go to his channel and check it out if you want. But by and large, I think it's a cool showing. And if you like small games that take, how long have we been playing now? An hour, almost 2 hours, and that's with explanation, me talking, me showing stuff. So it's probably going to be about an hour and 15 minutes tops, and that's like worst play, like the most you'll do. I think you're good to go. I think you're good to go with it. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. So Survive Alive. Check it out. 27 days is going to be coming up, and we'll see where it goes from there. What's coming up for me this... So I just want to say thanks to Snarf Games. Thank you so much for sending me this preview copy. Remember, this is a preview copy. Stuff is subject to change until the game is delivered out. But it looks like, by and large, the game's pretty good. So, pretty good. So, what's coming up for me? Thursday, I will be playing... I have to look down at the box to see it. Isofarian Guard. The Cthulhu Death May Die episodic stuff is going on now. So episode 2, I think, came out today. And this, I know Arkham is Sunday, but I'm also gearing up to start an Explore It series. And I'm trying to determine if I should jump right into Clicks Madness or if I should just start with the base game. Thanks for all. Yeah. Thanks so much. So, but I'm trying to determine if I should start with Clicks Madness or start with the base game. Just play one of the base games, right? Valley of the Dead King, and then start Clicks Madness. But I don't know yet. So let me know what you think, what you want to see. Discord members, you can let me know right away. Anybody else, put it in the description or in any of the other Discords that I'm part of that you see me on, and just let me know, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks everybody. I hope you really enjoyed this. Check it out. Like I said, 27 days for it to come out. Other than that, I love you. There's absolutely nothing you could do about it. Bye, everybody.